Hey guys, Brady here, and I just saw Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. So, I saw this movie in IMAX at the earliest showing I could find, which was 8:30 in the morning, which means the movie ended at like 11:25. And so this is the final, supposedly the final Mission Impossible movie. There may be more after this one. I don't know. I think Paramount wants to move in a different direction and have a different cast and not have Tom Cruise be the star of these movies no more. At least that's what I saw in an article I read. But nothing indicates in this movie that this is going to be Tom Cruise's last movie in the franchise. Just with how the movie ends, it's like they're like setting up like these characters. That one black dude from the last movie is now joining the IMF and at least joining Ethan's team, and so is Haley Atwell's character and Paris as well. So I feel like they're setting that up for like another movie. Now that could just be a team, like a brand new team, but with Ethan Hunt going his separate way, and we don't see him in Mission Impossible 9 or 10 if they do that. I think that's what they're doing. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Ethan Hunt is still part of the team, but I don't know. With that being said, that might have been a spoiler. Sorry, but with that being said, so Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning is about like the so Luther Stickler like invents or creates like this sort of antivirus for the entity, or virus for the entity to take it out, and Gabriel, the villain from the last movie, takes it, and now Ethan and his team are trying to get Gabriel and what's it called? Get Gabriel and grab it's like this little like USB stick or whatever to save the world. And if they don't, the world could go into World War III. And that's pretty much it. And this is not as good as the last few Mission Impossible movies. It's not as bad as the second movie. Hell, I think this is better than the first movie. The first movie is good and all, but it's not one of my favorites. For me, the Mission Impossible movies didn't get good until Mission Impossible 3 and beyond. Because then that's when they found their footing and were becoming consistently better and better within each installment. But this one is kind of a step back. As far as the other ones, I would probably rank this below 3. And yeah, so this is probably like my ranking of them is going to be 6, 5, 4, 3, no, 6, 5, 4, 7, 3, 8, 2, 8, 1, 2. So that's how I'd rank it. Yeah, it's just the exposition in this movie, like the movie opens with just non-stop exposition, like constantly recapping what happened in previous movies, and all 7 previous movies, I should say. And it's just it's too much. Like, it's 169 minutes long. They could have made that runtime work. I mean, John Wick 4 did that, and it was perfect for the most part. I could do without the dog peeing on the villain at the end. That was kind of childish for Chad Stahelski to put that in a John Wick movie. They went from being a cool action movie to, hey, look, dog pee. It's almost like it's almost as bad as stepping in horse shit in the movie or dog shit in the movie. But whatever. Anyway, it's like the same kind of juvenile thing. So that's the only thing keeping that movie from perfection in my eyes, is that 1 second scene. But yeah, John Wick 4 made 2 hours and 40 plus minutes work. This movie did not. They could have if they kept the story tighter and more linear instead of just doing flashbacks and recaps and all that other shit. They could have utilized the time better, but they didn't. And so it just kind of slows the movie down, especially the first half of the movie where it's just nothing but recaps of Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then, like, yeah. I remember reading about this movie that they were gonna have a young Ethan Hunt in this movie, and that was gonna, and then like after this movie, they were gonna do like a prequel or whatever, which would have been fine. I would have been fine. I would have been okay with a prequel. I would love to see more of this world anyway. But there is no young Ethan Hunt in this movie unless you want to count flashbacks of the previous movies where it's still Tom Cruise. So yeah, the action scenes in this movie were pretty cool. They're all at the very end though. A lot of this movie is just pretty much talking, and that's pretty much it. It's just pretty much talking, and then like you have an action. Then you have like two. You have like a chase scene in a car that's probably like a minute long, and then like that scene you see in the trailer where Ethan Hunt's dangling from airplanes. And then that's the movie. There's a cool sequence involving a submarine, and yeah, the inside of a submarine that's about to go further and further into the abyss, for lack of a better term. And yeah, there's stuff I liked in this movie. Like certain callbacks were pretty cool to previous movies, especially from the first one. A character that was only in the first movie, that had no line of dialogue in the first movie, appears in this movie, and he has a bit of an arc in this movie. And I kind of like what they did with this character. They gave him a not a family, well, I guess you count a wife and some dogs as family nowadays. But I liked what they did with this character. There was a good moment between him and Benji and Grace in the movie that I liked. How he forgives Ethan, and that like being fired from what was it? Was it the Black Room or the Black something? I forgot the name of it. Being fired from that was the best thing in his life, because he found the love of his life, and he wouldn't have found the love of his life if he wasn't fired and all that. It was a sweet moment. I like that. Yeah. So yeah. Also, Ethan Hunt's on the run, and also they kind of turn him into like a messiah type character. I know people don't like that plot device being used in movies, but they kind of make him like he's the only one that could do this, blah blah blah, type thing in the movie, and that doesn't bother me that much as long as the movie is good. Movie's still good. I wouldn't say it's terrible as people aren't making it out to be, but it's not as good as previous movies. I'm gonna give Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning 3 out of 5 stars. Love Tom Cruise. I think he's a class act. I think more actors should be like Tom Cruise in regards when politics are brought up. Just completely shoot it down and be like, hey, I just want to talk about the movie. He did so in a recent interview where someone's like, well, what are your thoughts on the tariffs from Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm just here to talk about my movie. Can we do that? I wish more actors like that. I wish people like Pedro Pascal, Tom Hanks, Rachel Zegler, Mark Ruffalo, Mark Hamill, half the MCU, like all of them are like, all they do is just talk about politics, and they ruin their fucking movies. Tom Cruise gets asked a question about politics, and he's like, you know what? I'm just here to talk about my movie. Let's just talk about that. And I wish more people were like that in Hollywood. I don't give a damn what your politics are. Just entertain us. Here we are now. Entertain us. But yeah, Um, he also goes around to different cities, whether it's across the country or across the world, and goes to the movies and interacts with fans and all that. Whether or not that like fake and whatnot, it's still awesome that he's going and interacting with fans and telling them how much he appreciates them coming out and all that. And you don't get that with actors lately. Like Tom Cruise is the last great movie star, and he's the only movie star in Hollywood right now. It's in my top 10 favorite actors of all time, being number one, that hasn't done a streaming movie. All 9 other actors that are on my list of favorite actors of all time have done a streaming movie. Denzel Washington, Kurt Russell, Russell Crowe, Jake Gyllenhaal, Leonardo DiCaprio. The fuck was that? I don't know. Who else is there? Tom Hanks. Damn, why am I blanking on it now? Matt Damon, Christian Bale, and fuck, there's one more. Oh, I think I already said Tom Cruise. So yeah, that's 10. But 9 out of those 10 have done streaming movies. Guess who hasn't? Tom Cruise, because he wants to keep cinema alive. He likes the theater going experience, whereas the other 9 people don't give a shit. Tom Cruise has integrity. These people do not. Because if they did, they wouldn't be doing fucking streaming movies killing the theater industry. So, hats off to you, Tom Cruise, for carrying the theater going experience on your back. I applaud you. You're the best actor of all time, in my opinion. And I can't wait to see what you do next.